What's going on, Paisano? Z here, coming at you with another deck profile. Today I have my updated Thunder Dragon deck, and I think this deck is highly underrated for the meta. Thunder Dragons definitely have a good chance against a lot of decks, including Orcus, and in this build is specifically made to not only take out Orcus, but it's also good against Sky Strikers and it has some nice text against the mirror. I'll go over the main deck, side deck, and extra, and afterwards I'll give you guys my reasons for my choices. The deck count is currently 40, and what we have over here, we have a playset of every Thunder Dragon. So 3 Raw, 3 Dark, 3 Thunder Dragon Hawk, and 3 regular Thunder Dragon, as well as a Thunder Dragon Duo. For other cards, we also have 2 Thunder Dragon Matrix, and we're running 2 Aloof Lupine, 3 Battleman Solar. So that's like the main count. Now, as far as the hand traps, we're going to be running 3 Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, 3 Dimension Shifter, and 3 Nibiru the Prime Being. Once again, guys, stay tuned for the end of this deck profile, in which I'll tell you guys my reasons for my choices. For spells, you have 3 Alert Darkness, 3 Instant Fusion, 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion, 2 Pot His Eyes, and the final card is Gold Sarcophagus. By the way, guys, if you want to pick up Thunder Dragons, click on the link below. It has my TCG Player link, and you can go on there and you can buy these cards if you want to go pick them up. We also have 3 Eradicate Epidemic Virus, 3 Paleozoic Diamishcus, 3 DD Crow, 3 Dark Rule No More, and 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. And also for the extra deck, we're going to have a place of each of the Thunder Dragon Colossus, 2 Thunder Dragon Titan, 1 Thousand Strict, 1 Kaminari Attack, 2 Summoner, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Cyframe Low Lamba, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, Blacklisted Soldier Chaos, and the final card is Appaloosa Bowl, the Goddess. Now, right at the gate, I normally would be playing my Secret Rare, but I sold it already, so I'm using my Prismatic and babying this bad boy. Appaloosa Bowl, the Goddess is really good against any matchup in Game 2 in which you feel uncomfortable, you feel your opponent has Nibiru, so you go with Appaloosa Bowl, the Goddess, and then you'll put something out like a Thunder Dragon Colossus, and that would ideally be your play. The reason you would do that because you want to lock your opponent from adding cards to the deck, you want to lock your opponent from monster effects, and you want to put them in a situation in which you have to play at a really mediocre game pace, which helps the deck out a lot. The deck is definitely, it's a combo deck, but brings out control aspects of the deck. And that's one of the reasons I love Thunder Dragons. Blacklisted Soldier Chaos is probably one of the best cards against Sky Strikers right now in the game. And Nightmare Unicorn and Phoenix is just amazing. I think these two definitely go hand in hand very well together. I was not playing Unicorn when I first built this deck, but it's really good. Unicorn definitely allows the deck to control the field better, and since it has a left and right pointing zones, I could put a Colossus and a Titan next to it if I had a monster on top of it, like something like a Link Karibo. Also, Cyframe Low Lamba for when you have ability to go into a Link 2 and they're not Thunder monsters, as well as 1 Link Karibo that you use when you get rid of your Thousand Strict, so you can point down. We also have 2 Summoners. Now, this is something a lot of players are not playing. They're playing one of these cards, and I feel like Game 1, not Game 1, but Turn 1, you really want to put this card out. And then mid-game, you want to put another one out. And these aren't really as easily recyclable as, the rest of the Thunder Dragon cards. But they are still really good. So that's why I decided to play 2 of these cards, and I don't regret it whatsoever. I think this was definitely the correct choice. And I recommend anybody who's playing this build to try 2 of these out, and let me know how you feel when you're mid-game, and you want to go into another one of these to help extend your Thunder Dragon plays. Of course, I think these are a staple, and the only card I'm actually having a problem with right now is adding a 3rd Thunder Dragon Titan. It doesn't come up all the time, but there are times you need a 3rd Thunder Dragon Titan. So, and you can't recycle it as easily, so that's why I kind of want to fit a 3rd one. But as it stands right now, 2 is more than enough, and of course you need 3 Thunder Dragon Colossus. It's definitely the bread and butter of the deck. So that's for the extra deck. Let's talk about the side deck and my choices for it. So the first thing you notice on my side deck, everything is at 3. This is done on purpose. I feel everything that you want to change that deck, for the most part, is at 3, minus a couple of cards here and there, which I'll explain in a second. The reason we're playing MSTs, as well as Eradicated Epidemic Virus, as well as Paleozoic Diamishcus, because throughout certain matchups, these becomes different things. So, Diamishcus is really good against a Thunder Dragon Mirror match. When your opponent has a Titan on board, you can play Diamishcus, get rid of his Titan, and then continue making your plays. It's definitely good against the Mirror match. It's definitely good against any one-card problems within any matchup you have. Excellent against Orcus when you want to get rid of like their Galatea, or you want to get rid of their Dingusu when they bring it out. So this is really good, especially against the hybrid builds. When they bring their only one-of copy of Dingusu, you can definitely snipe it with Dynamishka. It's really good, and it also comes back to help protect your life points. Eradicate is almost, I don't think I even need to talk about this. Good against naming traps or altar guys. for Guru Control, against Sky Strikers for spells. I mean, this card is absolutely insane. And then we have MST. Now, unlike Dynamiscus, which is definitely a great snipe card, MST can be an extender. So I feel like when we play against decks like Sky Strikers, I'd rather put in MST over Dynamiscus. Now, I like Dynamiscus a lot, but the reason why MST, because the only card we care about hitting is there can only be one. Of course, we're going to have Eradicated Epidemic Virus, and that's going to be in as well. But MST allows you to pop that one major card. In fact, it's also good against Guru Control. Any kind of main floodgate that you don't want to just basically put an Eradicated in, or even Dynamiscus, I think MST is a lot better. It allows you to promote your game state at that current turn. Instead of just setting a Dynamiscus past turn, next turn Dynamiscus, they're going to be one. And also, if you MST, they're going to be one, you can set up for Eradicated Epidemic Virus by putting a Thunder Dragon on board. So I think this is definitely a much needed card. A lot of builds aren't playing this. They're opting to play Mind Control, take your opponent's monster, and even though that card's decent in the mirror match, I still think MST is better for any other deck. I understand your opponent wants to clear your field and link up and do cool plays like that, but I want to extend my plays, because the minute this deck gets stopped on a turn, we don't have a backward to protect us, so we need to always keep moving forward with this deck. Then we have 3 Dark Rule No More, and this is basically for the combo decks out there. You're going to play against a combo deck. If they establish a field before you get to your hand traps, when you go, you activate Dark Rule No More, and then you just clean their field up. This deck's really good at cleaning fields, but you're going to need a way to stop negations. It's not really good at dealing with multiple negations. So when you're playing against Pendulum Magicians or any kind of Dragon Link variant, Dark Rule No More is the clutch card. And this is my main spice, something I'm not seeing anyone play whatsoever. It's DD Crow. DD Crow is insane. This card is so good against anything Orcus. If Orcus is to be the tier 1 deck of the meta, if it was to be, DD Crow would be mained. And I think I'm not the only one that would main it. I think DD Crow would be mained in a lot of other decks. Orcus just lose to getting their good cards hit by DD Crow. They banish one monster, target another monster, you DD Crow to target. And when they start doing their Orcus combo, and they link away, you can still hit one of the cards in Graveyard being Orcus Nightmare, or you get Orcus Skeleton, or Orcus Harp Horror, which stuns their deck definitely, and makes them not make an ideal play. This card's absolutely insane. I highly recommend, if you're not playing it right now, to seriously give it consideration. Possibly even main deck if you're at your locals and you see a lot of Orcus players. This card is absolutely spicy. Nobody's playing it right now, like I said, but I think it's something definitely up for consideration. So originally I was playing 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Springs in my main deck, and the problem with Ash Blossom and Joy Spring is it's not as consistent. It's a great card to help control the game, but you can't be a consistent with Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, which is a problem. So obviously Ghost Luck's a must-have. I think Potter's Eyes at this point is stable in my opinion. We're seeing players play a 3rd Thunder Dragon Fusion, which is not bad, but being the fact that we run a Dimensional Shifter, we really can't run a third Thunder Dragon Fusion. And if you draw 2, it's a -1 in hand, which we really don't want to have. We are running Instant Fusion. I'm shocked this card is not banned yet. This card's in like every tier 0 deck or tier 1 deck of almost every meta. I'm just blown away why this card's still being allowed to be played in the game. And then we're running 3 Allure of Darkness, and that's one of the targets for my Ash, was the 3rd Allure of Darkness. Being the fact that we're running 2 Lupines, which was my other Ash targets, what I swapped out for, Allure of Darkness, since we have 2 Aloof Lupines, can actually stabilize since we have a 3rd one, and we have 2 more Dark Monsters, which are those cards. So I think it all works out. We're giving away more control for more consistency, and that's the takeaway with this build, is we want to have as much consistency as possible. We want to always have an ability to make a play. We want to always make our opponents stay on their feet when we're playing against them, drop up the dragons out as consistently as possible. So that's why 3 Allure of Darkness is good. And also, by the way, adding the Nightmare Unicorn works hand in hand with the Aloof Lupine, since it's not a Thunder monster. So we can extend, go into a Nightmare Unicorn, or even a card I forgot already, a Pelusa, which is once again another phenomenal card. As far as hand traps, right at the gate you're going to see 3 Nibiru in main, and a lot of players might be confused. Originally I was running 3 Infinite Permits, and the reason why I decided to put 3 Nibiru over Infinite Permits is very simple. Every time I wanted to use Nibiru, I rather just wish I had every time I wanted to use Infinite Permits, I wish I had Nibiru. This card literally, that was literally the mentality. And I felt like if I had Nibiru game 1 against a lot of opponents, at my previous regions where I went X2 and still get my invite, I think if I had Nibiru, I think I would have won majority, even more of those games, because it's one card. Infinite Permanence is a phenomenal card. Nibiru is just that much more better. When you want Infinite Permanence, you realistically want Nibiru. This card's just better in your hand against your opponent. And yeah, you'll be able to clear both fields, but with with a lot of cards you can utilize, like Thunder Dragon Fusion, you can follow up those plays. And if you Thunder Dragon Fusion the previous turn, you got combo for next turn. It's relatively easy getting rid of your opponent's Nibiru token and using this card as 3,000 body as well as any other Thunder Dragons. At that point, you need to put 5,000 damage on board because you have 3 over here. And it's really easy to do with Thunder Dragons. And of course, we're running Dimensional Shifter. Now, originally I was running a pure hand trap build of Thunder Dragons, and that's not a bad build, but the Dimensional Shifter builds are so much better. You auto win against a lot of decks when they go first or second. If they don't have a call by the grade, they auto lose. So you're good against Sky Strikers because everything's going to get banished, meaning their spells. And they don't want to end their field with nothing because you're playing Thunder Dragons, you will kill them. That's why we want to be as consistent as possible. When you play against Salad-Man Greats, you drop this card against them, that's it. They have to give you their graveyard in order to make a decent board. And even then, like, you're playing Thunder Dragons, we're playing a consistent build, we're going to go right over their board and just clean them out. It's good against Orcus decks because, you know, they need that graveyard to do the little plays. And if you Dimension Shifter against Orcus decks, they have 2 options: kill or die. You know, realistically, their 2 options is like be killed or die. I mean, there's nothing else they can do against this card. This card is absolute blowout against those decks. This is the 1-card win against so many decks in the meta right now. It's absolutely insane, and I highly recommend if you guys are not playing this in Thunder Dragons, please give it a try. Now, unfortunately, we need 3 Thunder Dragon Phantasmas. This is a must-have card, unfortunately. This card is absolutely insane in the deck. You need the Phantasma because it's going to allow you to get into Dimension Shifter. It's going to allow you to get into Nibiru. It's going to allow you to get into these cards. Not only that, it's great against Sky Strikers. And Sky Strikers is still a great deck, so you need ways to mediate it. If you have a Thunder Dragon Colossus on board and you have Phantasma on board, your opponent has to give you 2 cards in order to get rid of just at least the 1 Colossus. And even then, you probably might have the answer for them. So this is a really, really, really good play set of cards. This is a really good hand trap count. I highly recommend testing it online. It works out phenomenal, guys. And like I said, if you could go Phantasma into a Dimension Shifter, you're going to control the board. Phantasma into Nibiru, you're going to run that board as well. So, and the cool thing about Phantasma and Nibiru, they never really overlap. So you Phantasma and you cycle through cards and you still have a Nibiru, you can cycle the cards in hand, and then you can still bring out Nibiru in that turn, which once again puts your opponent back a bit and allows you to maintain a better game state, depending on the game state you're currently in right now. So I've done that a lot of times as well, where you have the option to just go either or, go this, cycle your hand, get the better draw for next turn, drop Nibiru against your opponent, clean their board out, they pass turn, you have the good hand, because not only because you play a consistent build of Thunder Dragons, but you cycled with Phantasma. A lot of players are playing 3 aloof Lupines and debating on taking out Solar. I'll tell you right now, Solar goes in games 1, 2, and if we go to game 3, Solar's going to be in game 3. It's Lupine that I'm debating on keeping or not keeping. Throughout my regional experience, every time I play against my opponent, they use Artifact Lancia. And with Orcus being one of the most dominant decks in the game, Artifact Lancia is almost a staple in everyone's side deck, minus this deck, for obvious reasons. Now, looking at Artifact Lancia, it really decimates Lupine. It stops your play in its tracks. So when I play against a lot of players going in game 2, I really debate on keeping or taking out Aloof Lupine. Even though this is a great card, even though it's a phenomenal combo starter, it can interrupt your plays if you summon a Lupine, go to activate effect, and they Lancia you. It puts you at a bad spot, so you don't want to be in that position. So these actually are up for side deck considerations. But in game 1, it helps you in so many ways. It helps you with the Lure of Darkness, it helps you start your combos plays, so it's really, really good as well. So just be careful with that. One major change as well is I'm playing 2 Thunder Dragon Matrix. I don't want to open 2 of these. I know a lot of players will go, well, V, you can open the Matrix, pitch Matrix, and it's not a neg. But realistically, it really is a neg, and it's not that good. And to be honest with you, I find having 2 Matrix is more than enough, especially when we have Thunder Dragon Fusion, so cycle everything back in. I don't want to open 3 Matrix. That's a game that I'm giving away for my opponent because of bad deck design. I think 2 Matrix is the perfect ratio, and I don't recommend anything above it. A card I have in here is on the Dragon Duo, and if I can afford to have a 41st card in my deck, which you can't, by the way, but if you could afford it, it would either be another Dragon Duo, it'd be a Cash Dragon Levineer, it could be a Black Luster Soldier. You have so many other options, and this is only one of the very few cards I wish I had multiple copies of, because this card is absolutely amazing. Mid-game. Early game, you don't really want it to be out, but mid-game, Dragon Duo is the best. As far as the rest of the Thunder Dragons, I play 3 of every one of them. Once again, we're maximizing consistency, and we're controlling the game with all our hand traps, which we play 9 of currently. So as you can see over here, boom. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my video. Please, make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Keep the likes up on this video, and comment down below. Let me know if you are building Thunder Dragons, or what are you building right now for this meta, and comment down below, let me know. I would love to know. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos have a great day.